we're going to go to a news conference right now. Let me interrupt you for a moment. Here's State Patrol.
We believe it's just one suspect, but we haven't confirmed that. The suspect was last known location was he was heading west from the mall, described as a Hispanic male, wearing gray is what I was given. Once we started clearing the mall, that's when we realized there was 4 victims inside the mall. The original belief was that they were confirmed. Last I checked, EMS was going in with police. Hopefully that number will come down. Don't know motive right now. Don't know any other further description on the shooter. We're actively looking for the shooter, tracking down any leads we can to find out who the shooter or shooters were.
Any word on the injury situation?
As far as injuries, I haven't heard of any injuries other than the 4 originally believed to be deceased, but that number obviously could change as EMS is going through there.
How many people are still locked down in this mall? Large facility, a lot of people I'm sure ran and locked down.
Don't know. Obviously you're going to have people that are probably hiding in pretty clever spots trying to avoid what was going on. So you do your first initial clearance, then you do your secondaries, then you got EMS going with you. So we're going to be looking this place over thoroughly.
Do you know anything about a secondary scene where a man tried to break into a house that fits the description of the shooter?
I don't.
Who is he?
Yeah, there's been several 911 calls. Obviously, we gotta work through those and figure out which ones are legitimate and which ones are not.
Is this scene secure and safe?
Look around you. It's pretty secure.
Is there anything else you can give us at this point?
Not at this point, but hopefully I'll have more here in a second.
Let me just set a little bit of the scene for you as to where we are. This is indeed the Cascade Mall, where we're currently located. It's about 60 miles north of Seattle. And over my right shoulder, you do see the Macy's. That's where we believe that the shooting that took place yesterday was happening. I'm sure there's no question that there are probably investigators poring over evidence that's taking place in that location. And you can see the tent. That's one of the locations where they're probably poring over the evidence that they're finding at that location. But the entire mall, this entire area, it's an area of over 400,000 square feet structure. It's completely closed off with police tape around the entire area. We circled a couple of times the property trying to find our way here to the location for where the media is being staged. And there are multiple checkpoints where police are being very, very vigilant, making sure that there's nobody here that's not supposed to be here. The other thing that I wanted to point out is that we did, as we approached the area, we wanted to stop at a couple of places. And 2 gas stations that we approached, the owners came over to the door and they told us, no, we are on complete lockdown. The streets are completely empty. Obviously, it's very early in the morning, but you can definitely tell that people are listening to the authorities' request to stay off the streets while this search for this individual continues.
Okay, so that was my next question regarding that area. Is there a residential area anywhere around there? Because I know that the sergeant there in Seattle was telling people to stay inside if you live close to the area, lock your doors. I'm wondering what the initial threat may be specifically in that area for folks who may be at home.
There are some, there is a residential area nearby, but primarily this structure, this mall complex, and to the south side of the complex, it's primarily a commercial area. Interstate 5, the area where the suspect was believed to have gone, is not too far from this location. If you cross the interstate, by foot, if you're willing to do that, it's not too far. And I know that earlier in the day, the police had concentrated some of their investigative services there because they had gotten leads that the suspect might be in that location, but they have cleared that area. He's not there anymore. But the streets are completely empty. I think that there are a couple of cars here and there, but people are definitely listening to the request of the authorities to stay indoors. Right. Just like I mentioned at the gas stations, the owners came up to us and said, no, you're not coming in.
U.S. police say at least 4 women have been killed in a shooting at a mall in Burlington in Washington state.
As we have it right now, we've got 4 females. This has changed since I first gave it to you, so bear with me. 4 females deceased inside Macy's, 1 male to Harborview.
The shooting took place in an area about 105 kilometers north of Seattle. It is not clear yet what motivated the gunman. A massive search operation is underway for the assailant. Police have described him as a Hispanic male in gray. This is the latest deadly shooting in the U.S. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, firearms are the cause of death for more than 33,000 people in America every year. The number includes accidental discharge, murder and suicides.